Welcome to another episode of the podcast called A Sandwich and Some Lovin'. I am Kelly Raspberry Evans, and this is my husband, Alan Evans.
Hello, I'm Alan. Hey, Trade in the house.
Credit for pausing for my husband to say his little thing.
Say his little thing.
Well, actually, it's not happy Rosh Hashanah. I looked it up. Shana Tova. If I said that wrong, I'm sorry. I'm trying to be nice to my Jewish friends. That's the beginning of their new year today, honey.
I don't know what that is.
Sundown, Sunday,
Okay.
till some point Tuesday. I don't remember.
Oh.
But yes, it's a 2-day celebration that begins the first day of Tishrei.
And what
which
is it
the
again?
7th month of the ecclesiastical year. Well, it's Rosh Hashanah.
Oh, Rosh Hashanah.
So,
I knew that.
so Shana Tova, all you Jewish people listening.
I mean, I'm sure we have some Jewish listeners.
course we do.
I don't know that it's probably the majority.
How do you know?
Oh, well, we may. I don't know. I'd have to put out a survey.
Tell you
I
what,
guess.
I would
Not
love,
that it matters.
if anybody, I would love to have recommendations for the best Jewish deli in Plano, Texas. If you know that.
Well, the best one in New
Send
York
me-
City is Second Avenue Deli.
I know. If anybody knows of one in Plano, Texas.
Wish there was one like that in Plano.
Oh, man. A good bowl of matzo ball soup.
Get me a big salami sandwich.
Right? The pastrami.
Man, I miss that deli in New York.
No,
We need to go back, babe.
just to go to the deli.
Well, I don't know if you can hear it in Kelly's voice, but
Kelly's not feeling exceptional.
if she was a football player, she'd be listed as questionable.
Not feeling great, people, and I'm really sorry. I think I have done what they call burning the candle at both ends.
Oh,
And the wicks finally met in the middle.
we had a photo shoot today. We might talk a little bit about that, but we were up in the wee hours of the morning. About the same time you usually get up. People say, "Hey, well, you're used to getting up early, don't you?" You know, I mean, what's so big deal about getting up early on the weekends if you got to get up early every day? Well, Kelly will sleep in on the weekends.
I do.
to catch up on her
till
sleep.
about 7:30 or 8 o'clock,
Yeah,
maybe.
I don't blame her.
But I've read, a lot of these experts on sleep and energy. They say you should get up on the weekend about the same time you do during the week. I just don't think in my case that's the right thing to do. But anyway, yeah, because I get up at a stupid hour.
Well, we were both up at, well,
I got
what,
up at
5 this morning?
10 past 5 this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we have a lot going on. It's just been a long couple of weeks. And every once in a while, your body just says, stop. And I think that happened to me this afternoon. I think my body stopped. But you know what? It's okay. Everything in my life is going so beautifully right now. And if just missing out on a little sleep is the worst of my problems, it's great. Everything's great. A lot of positive things happening. All my speeches for the year are behind me now, I think, unless Alan surprises me and books another one. But yeah, it's all good stuff.
So we may touch on some of this. We're
Yeah.
also going to we met, or I met a guy. Kelly has met him in the past, but his name is Jose Hebert.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about this last couple of podcasts, and I met him about a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
So I wanted to go through that whole story because that was
Okay.
awesome.
Oh, good.
I
I'm
had
glad you liked him.
Forgot about that, and
Yeah,
I
we can talk about that.
definitely want to talk about that. And then we have a show bit.
A show bit.
a show bit. We're going to scatter shoot a little bit. There's a Twitter account that I love. Is it an account, a handle?
Yeah, Twitter account.
Whatever. But
Do
I
you follow?
I follow a Twitter account I really love, and we're going to go through some of what I saw on that.
And then McKelly has asked me, my kid's really good about self-policing herself with what she watches on Netflix and the music she listens to. She tells me when something might be questionable, asks my permission. And this show has been out for a while, but she's asked me now if she can finally watch this show, which I told her originally no. And, I'm not a very strict parent. I'm not a free range parent either, but I'm kind of a parent that lets you, I give you some room. I let you learn, I let you mess up before I put the hammer down, right? What do you call that? I give them permission to mess up.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of let them make some mistakes and then I correct them and guide them back. That's what I think I am as a
You
parent.
use one of those long retractable leashes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I give them permission. So now she's asked me about something and it made me think about my parents and were they really strict? And then I found this article online about some absurdly strict parents, which I thought was pretty funny.
So
could
we're
talk
going to talk about that?
We got a lot to talk about.
All right, babe. Well, we need to
get to it.
We need to get moving. But before we do all that,
You know what? Before we do all that, we smell so good right
Whoa.
now.
Oh,
Boy, we're smelling good because we've been running around. But you know what? Every once in a while, you need a little refresher. So you reach into you can't carry a big bottle of perfume, those big ones with the spritzer bottles. And, it's just too much to carry around. That's what I like about these little Scentbird perfumes and colognes. You can just toss them in your purse, toss them in your backpack, wherever you're going. If you're traveling, it meets all the, I want to say FDA, what is it? Is it FDA? What's the flying requirement?
TSA.
TSA. Where did FDA come from? The TSA requirements, if you're doing carry-on, you can't carry a big bottle of perfume. You just throw your little Scentbird so you smell good wherever you travel. Scentbird is this wonderful subscription-based perfume and cologne company that sends you a scent you choose. They have more than 600 designer brands for you to choose from. Each month, they'll send you a 30-day supply of the one you choose. If you're not sure what you're looking for, you can find your new fragrance by brand, style, occasion, by season. I know in the winter, I want something a little bit heavier. In the spring and summer, you want something light and crisp. In the winter, you want something more rich and sexy and sultry. Scentbird has fragrances you can choose that way. They also have products from other categories you might not have known about, like skincare, wellness, and makeup.
Yeah, and they have a couple of brands exclusively for men. Did you know that?
Yes.
Including Anthony Brands, Zur, and Ernest Supplies.
And these are and back to the perfumes, these are name brands. These aren't those fake, sort of smell like Gucci. This is real stuff. Gucci, Tom Ford, Versace. What are some of the colognes that you've loved trying, honey?
Burberry, Prada.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is good stuff. So
John Varvatos.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely.
And
those
these
are my
cute
favorites.
little 30-day supplies, enough to get you through 30 days, and your next one's coming.
And with an exclusive offer just for our listeners, you can get 30% off. Whoa, your first month today. That's only $10 for your first fragrance. To get that, go to scentbird.com/sandwich or use our code SANDWICH for 30% off your first month. Again, that's SCENTBIRD.com/sandwich for you to try your first perfume or cologne for just $10. Sign on, smell amazing.
Like us, we are amazing.
Absolutely. Love Scentbird.
All right, baby, what are we going to talk about during this Rosh Hashanah broadcast of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'?
Whoa. Well, tell everybody your relationship with a man named Jose Hebert.
Okay.
And as we get into this, I may roll out my bad fake French accent because I have some stories about this. So, yeah, tell us about who is Jose Hebert.
When I moved to Dallas 25 years ago, Jose Hebert had a salon that was just around the block from the radio station where our radio station was located. And I went over there as soon as I got here. Kid Craddock, I came with my South Carolina haircut, and I guess he didn't think it was good enough. And he sent me to Jose Hebert because at the time, this was 94, he was really big. Like, he did all the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders' hair. You remember where the Dallas series was filmed in Dallas, certain parts were. He did everybody on the cast of Dallas, all the stars. He was responsible for the Farrah Fawcett hair.
Farrah Fawcett haircut.
And this is stuff that Jose does not like to talk about now, because he said young people today don't care about, Farrah and,
Charlie's Angels,
Victoria Principal and all that. He doesn't care about that. He said, the young people don't care. I care. And I honor him for that. So anyway, they sent me to his salon. And at first, Jose would fly back and forth between Los Angeles and Dallas. And I would go to Jean-Philippe in the salon. And Jean-Philippe was excellent at cutting really short hair. And that's the way my hair was at the time. It was the 90s. But Jose Hebert flew in and met me. And he said, no. He said, you need, because I was dating a younger guy. I was always dating younger guys. He said, you need long hair. But I can't do the French accent.
Just do your best. Just plow through it.
You need long hair.
Uh-huh.
You need long hair. It makes you look younger. The short hair I'm doing, what am I doing,
It's
Russian?
good. No, it's good.
I'm Russian?
That's okay.
You need long hair. Because it makes you look younger.
Okay.
So Jose started, he didn't cut my hair, but he would consult and then send me off to Jean-Philippe and the person there that colored my hair. And he'd come into the studio, and Kid would pick on him constantly. You'd always try to ask Jose because he always smelled fabulous. And Jose may be a client of Scentbird. I don't know. But
he probably is.
He would try to get Jose to tell him what cologne he was wearing, and Jose wouldn't tell. He says, I don't tell anybody my cologne. I always mix them. And Kid would just pick at him. And he started making fun of his shoes that he would wear on airplanes because he had some comfy, like almost like Uggs, but not Uggs, Crocs, before Crocs came into style. So he was very ahead of his time. And Jose finally had it with Kid picking on him. And I went into the salon, and Jose's sitting there, and he's just fussing at me about Kid. And I looked at him, I said, Jose, stop fussing at me because you're not mad at me, you're mad at Kid. Jose never spoke to me again after that.
Whoa.
I guess he was in a bad mood, and it made him mad. So anyway, it's been 20 years and I haven't seen Jose. I haven't talked to him. And anyway, he came back to town to Plano, Texas, because
where we live.
This new man, Alban, is a good friend of Jose's, and he's opened a new Jose Hebert salon. They were having a grand opening, and they invited me to go. And I was like, oh, I'm nervous. I don't know if Jose does not remember this story at all. I remember, because I remember when I upset celebrities. So anyway, they invited us to go, but we were out of town and couldn't go to the grand opening party. But they brought Jose Hebert by the radio station the next day. He walked in. It was like he was seeing his long lost child. He was so happy to see me. I can't tell you how happy.
What did he say?
Oh, I'm terrible. He was just like, oh, you look so incredible. You haven't aged a day. And he just kept looking at me with like this really beautiful look in his eyes.
Yeah.
It made me feel so happy. And they've been telling me that you're so happy that you're married to this handsome, beautiful man.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I'd love for you to meet him.
Jose called me handsome and beautiful.
Beautiful, yes.
Yes.
So he said, bring him by the salon. So we came by.
Now, I had no knowledge of this. I had no idea this was going on.
They told me he was going to be at the salon until 6 o'clock that night. And it was literally 5 minutes to 6. And I was on the way home from working out. I'm telling this story, it's way too long. I'm sorry.
You can paraphrase and I can chime in too.
So I came by and I was in my workout clothes, and I said, Jose, I know you're leaving in 5 minutes. He said, no, I'm going to be here. He said, go get your husband and bring him back. So I did. I ran home and changed clothes and came back. And we ended up staying at the salon for like another 2.5 hours.
Well, Kelly came home and she told me, she said, Jose Hebert wants to meet you. And I'm like, what? Why does he want to meet me? And she told me kind of that story she just told you about him coming to the radio station and everything. And apparently he saw my picture somewhere.
Well, they told him, they showed him pictures, and he just thought you were such a beautiful man. I don't know if he thought you looked like Jeffrey Dean Morgan. I don't know if he said that necessarily, but he wanted to meet you.
Well, I walk into the salon with Kelly, and I knew what Jose looked like. He always wears a hat.
Always
wears a hat.
You know, in driver's license photos, you're not allowed to wear a hat.
Does he have his hat on?
Yes, he went to court, and a judge ruled.
Wow.
He got court order that he could wear his hat in his driver's license photo.
Well, I came in, and I'll be honest. I was a little bit nervous. I'm going to meet Jose Hebert. Hey, he's a celebrity.
He's legendary.
Yeah, he's legendary in the fashion world. And I go in, and he couldn't have been. He came over to me and just said hello, and couldn't have been a nicer guy.
Yeah.
And I think I was telling Kelly this, or I was telling somebody this, that one thing I noticed about Jose, and Kelly said, we hung out with him that whole night at the salon, and then went to dinner afterwards, is if you're talking to Jose, it's like you're the only person on the planet.
He's really good.
And everything that you're saying is the most interesting thing he's ever heard.
I've heard that about, politicians too, like Bill Clinton. They say the same thing about him. That is a talent. If you can lock eyes with someone and you just focus on them, and no matter who's coming by, you're not, because if you're looking off, it's like you're looking for the next person that's more interesting or something. That's a beautiful thing. You feel very important, don't you?
He made me feel like really good. And then I got to thinking, well, this is part of the reason why he's a legend in this field, because he's in the business of working with people, making everything he touches look better, giving people confidence. And that's probably why. Part of it is he's just so engaging with people, and he just listens,
Yeah, I love him.
It was just really cool.
It was nice to reconnect. We've texted a couple times. He's going to send me some pictures and stuff. We're maybe going to go out to LA possibly
I
in
wanna go to LA.
February. Well, yeah. Did I tell you about the February trip to LA?
We were
I'll tell
talking
you
about-
later.
But
I'll tell you later. But we might go to LA, and he's like, I want to take you to dinner. I want to take you to lunch. So it was really nice to reconnect with Jose.
But here's the quandary I had.
Yeah.
So, in a lot of you, this probably has happened to a lot of our listeners. Okay. So I go in the salon and we're talking to Jose, and he's got a few clients in there. And then Alban. Alban is the man who is now running Jose's
his
salon.
salon,
It's
yeah.
his salon. Alban. And Alban is also French, and Alban has cut Kelly's hair before.
Yes.
Correct?
That's great. Yeah.
Okay. So I might have mentioned this on other podcasts, but I've had one person since I've moved to Dallas cut my hair, and her name's Connie. And I moved to Dallas in 1993. I met Connie like the month I moved here. She's the only person that's touched my head and cut my hair every 3 weeks for the last, well, how many years is that? I don't know what that is. It's over 30 years. It's a long time, or 25 years.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting in the salon, and Alban comes up to me, and he's just kind of looking at me, and he goes, you know, what's kind of
Well,
like,
I asked him to look at. I said,
Kelly wanted.
I'm the one. Alban, he would never say anything, not forcing
No,
anything.
no,
like
no,
your
no,
hair
it wasn't
looks
like that. No,
I said, Alan's been having he wants to get more lift in his
more
hair.
lift.
Do you have any suggestions for him?
Yeah, so
that's what I said.
So Alban said, "You want to sit in the seat?" And I'm like, "Sure." So I'm just sitting in the seat, and I'm just thinking he's going to do a consultation. So he starts touching my hair and kind of messing with it, you know. And he said, "So what's the issue?" And I said, "Well, Alban, it's flat. Like I can't get any lift." And then he starts touching it, and he said, your hair is like it's very sticky. It's like
it's very sticky.
it's what kind of product do you use? And I said, well, it's blue. And he said, oh yeah. It's like cement. And I'm like, it's like what? Cement. Cement. Yeah, it's like cement. Your product is like cement.
Did he get angry?
Yeah,
and
kinda-
turn German on you?
A little bit. I told you
Yeah.
my French accent isn't that good.
We're horrible.
So he said,
at
it's
it.
like cement. And I said, well, I probably use too much. And then he also said, he starts feeling my hair. And he said, your hair in the front is less density than there is on the top.
Yeah, you're losing your hair, huh?
Less density. And I'm like, less density? And he said, this is thin. It's thin in the front, more thin in the front than it is on the top. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh no.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't being mean about
No,
it.
he's just telling you what the problem
He was
is.
just telling me I had thinner hair in the front than I do on the
So-
top.
And there's a way to cut it to make it do what you want.
Yeah, so now I start to panic. I'm like, what, really? Oh no, now what am
Hair
I going to do?
transplant?
Well, then you guys start talking about serum, some kind of serum that makes your hair grow back. And then he then said, do you want me to wash it and get all this product out? And then you want to come sit in the chair and I'll kind of maybe mess with it a little bit. And then I'm kind of panicking because I've only had Connie touch my hair. So I'm just like, yeah, okay. So then he leads me over into this really nice like thing you lean back in and they wash your hair.
They have really nice. He went to Italy.
He went
to
to
get his
Italy to buy.
shampoo
He was telling me
bowls.
bought this thing in Italy.
There's something with salons that have those really uncomfortable shampoo bowls. I hate it. I mean, it hurts so bad on your neck. But they went to Italy to get these shampoo bowls.
Yeah. So then he washes my hair. Then he takes me over into the chair and sets me down. And then he calls Jose over in French. Jose, sorry. He calls Jose over in French. And then the two of them are looking at my hair and he's touching my hair and kind of pulling it up. And they're going back and forth in French. And I'm like, I have no idea what's going on right now.
You're probably thinking they're thinking I'm dying. They're
Right.
saying-
Right. But what happened is Alban said he asked Jose, sorry. I always think of...
He's French.
I know,
Jose.
but I always think of Jose Chavez. I had mentioned to Alban, hey, do you think I should ever like color my hair? Look how much gray I have in my hair. So he was asking Jose if I should color my hair.
And Jose said no.
Jose said no.
Good.
No.
I don't like it.
He said just roll with the salt and pepper. It works for you.
It does.
And if Jose Abair says salt and pepper works for me, then I'm going with salt
Your
and pepper.
wife says it, but that doesn't count. Jose says it.
Well,
He's a professional.
No,
I
it
get
carries weight if
I
you
get
say
it.
it. But
I get
Jose
it.
says that it carries
More weight. He's famous.
some weight. Yeah. So Alban cut my hair.
You did a good job.
He did a good job, and it gave me more lift, and he showed me how to, like, I never knew how to, like, really style it or anything. Like, I'd always just kind of run my fingers through it. Well, he showed me how to, like, blow dry it a certain way, and it looked really good.
Good, honey.
And then
it was a good experience.
But he said, use less, there's a product.
Less cement.
It's like cement. Don't use less of the cement.
Yeah, your hair does get really stiff sometimes. But, it's just because you keep adding more trying to get it to do what you want.
Lift, and then it goes
it.
flat.
Because it gets too heavy.
Right. And it's already heavy as it is. Like my hair, even though I'm got less density in the front, it's still thick.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm getting less density too.
You have less density on the sides, right?
Yeah. I went someplace. I'm going to try to. They're giving me a serum, and it's going to hopefully grow my hair back that I've lost on my temples, because I go gray and my hair's getting thin. So when it gets gray and it's so thin, I look bald. So anyway, it's a serum that I'm supposed to use every day for the rest of my life. And they were like, if you can't do it, I said, well, I brush my teeth every day. So if I can remember to brush my teeth and do the serum, I can do it every day for the rest of my life. So we're going to see. They said it takes months for it to notice, but I'll let you know if it works, people.
Should I use some of that serum?
Yeah, you have to go get tested. I mean, you have to go in for an appointment first, though. So they
Is it
can see if that's
prescription?
Yeah, it's something they do at a pharmacy. What do you call the pharmacy where they mash stuff?
I don't know.
The pharmacy where they mash stuff.
The pharmacy where they mash
Yeah.
stuff. Babe,
I forget the word.
I got nothing.
Compounding pharmacy.
I have never heard of this.
Compounding pharmacy.
What is this?
It's where they mash stuff, make your own stuff. Anyway, yeah. So anyway, we'll talk about that if it works, but it's going to be months before I can tell you if it does. All right. So you said you found.
Well, then we went out to eat with Jose.
Yeah, I thought we were done with that story. Yeah, we went out to eat with Jose.
Oh, yeah. But he invited us to eat. I was like,
it was
this
so
is
nice.
amazing.
And they bought us dinner.
This
is
crazy. No, I tried to buy dinner, and then he
You sent your credit card, and they brought your credit card back, and I thought that meant they had run it. But no,
Albon had run over there and did the reach
so
around.
Nice. I need to send them a thank you note.
Yeah, we do. Anyway, really nice guys. Good grief. There are nicer guys than those guys.
The French people.
Well, I wish I could do a better French accent.
They say the French don't like Americans, but there's two French people that like
Tell you
Americans
what,
right there.
There's two French guys that they were all about the AE.
Oh, you think it was about you? That's fine, honey. You can steal my French friends.
We connected. I thought we made a connection.
You did.
I thought I had made a connection.
You did.
Maybe I didn't, but
you did.
Oh, okay.
Tell us about this Twitter account you've connected with on a personal level.
Oh, well, I've mentioned it before. There's a Twitter account I follow. It's called Fact, @Fact. And there are always these...
AT Fact?
FACT?
I mean, you said
Fact.
@. Oh, you mean so the little @ symbol fact. It's just fact.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not @ fact. It's just fact.
I think we're making this more complicated than it is.
I want people to be able to find it.
@ symbol, fact.
Okay,
yeah.
got it.
Yeah. So I pulled 5 facts that came from @Fact, and I thought I would read them, and you can agree, disagree, discuss, say poo-poo, say that's a bunch of malarkey.
Okay.
You can do whatever you want. Okay. So here's number 1 fact.
Okay.
@Fact says, research finds that kids who enjoy family meals have larger vocabularies, better manners, healthier diets, and higher self-esteem.
I agree.
Do you think that that's a fact?
Oh, yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too, but we've got a problem here.
Didn't they tell you if it's right or wrong?
No, that's just their opinion.
Yes, I agree.
But according to @Fact, it's a fact. So you think that's a fact?
Well, it makes sense because you're having a conversation. Kids are having more conversations with adults. I know my daughter, when she was little, and she was only around adults for the longest time because we didn't have any kids in the neighborhood, and I was always taking her to all my things with my friends. Her vocabulary, she started speaking very early with very big words. I look back, and I forget because I was just with her all the time, but I look back now at videos of her when she was like 2, and we're having full-on conversations, and then I meet other little 2-year-olds that she was just she'd progressed verbally. And we took her out to eat at restaurants all the time. She was very well behaved in restaurants. So yes, I'm agreeing with that.
I do too, because this is one of the things about being in a blended family this is the part that I miss the most like of
Growing
my
up.
childhood,
I
like
know.
we always sat down at the table and
Every
ate.
night we had
Every
dinner
night.
together.
My mom made dinner. Everybody was there. Me and my sister, my mom and my dad, and we'd sit down and we'd eat at the table. You know, that's just kind of what you do. That's not what we do. We scramble around and
You know
eat
what?
whenever we can.
But that's not true for a lot of families who aren't blended, who are under the same roof, because everybody just gets so busy and they have so many activities and things. I think it's rare for families to sit down.
I think it's important.
It's
I think
important,
it's very
and
important.
we
it's something
fail at that.
That's probably the thing we do the worst.
We're the worst at that.
In our family is sitting down and having family meals. We're going 50 different places.
Eat out too much, but it's
And we
like
eat out a lot, yeah.
either we eat out now or we're not going to eat until 8:30, 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
And those are your choices. So yeah, we fail at that.
Okay.
But even when I'll tell you, we were sitting around the table as a family, we always had the TV on. You know, so we'd be half talking, half watching TV.
We didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we didn't. Fact 2, a great relationship is about 2 things. First, appreciating the similarities. Second, respecting the differences.
Sure. I mean, they always say there's 2 types of people in this world, and then you've got a list 5 miles long. So yeah, those are 2 important things. There are other things that go into making a great relationship, but those things both, I agree.
It's cliche, but the older I get, the more I truly believe that, you know, it's easy to get along when everything's great, but when things aren't quite the way you think that they should be, like how do you react to your spouse if they're not, you know, that you don't see eye to eye and you're having a rough patch and they're their worst, and
that's it.
Yeah, how do you respect the differences there?
Well, if you listen to your marriage vows, and I don't think people really take that for better or worse. I don't think they really think about that worst part. Because, I mean, it is easy, like you said, to love somebody when things are great. And not even be in love. You're just like, hey, everything's good. I'm not wanting to rip their clothes off and, you know, make passion love right now, but things are good. But then when things are worse, like when they're going through a funk or you're going through a funk and it's just nothing's right and you can get through that, that's hard.
It's hard to love somebody. I'm not speaking about us, but
no, I'm
just in general. I think it's hard to love somebody when things are tough and things are bad.
Yep.
People want instant gratification. They want things to be good all the time and really quick. So, yeah, I agree with that one. Okay, fact 3: women have twice as many pain receptors on their bodies than men, but a much higher pain tolerance.
I agree. I think that's why men are babies when they get sick. Or maybe it's the fact they like to be mothered.
Then what happened in Aspen?
Well, that was just that's one instance, honey. My altitude sickness kicked in. But I have been told by doctors before, they'll be working on me or something. They're like, are you okay? I'll say, yeah. Man, you've got a high pain threshold. And I don't even know I do because it's just, I don't know what your pain is compared to my pain. But I've been told that before.
What's the worst pain you can ever remember experiencing?
My gallbladder attack.
Oh.
It was awful.
Yeah.
It was awful. I've never been so sick.
Wow.
It was bad.
I got hurt water skiing one time in a really nasty lake here in Dallas-Fort Worth. It's called Lake Grapevine. Maybe it's clean now, but I got cut on the leg.
You're lucky you didn't get some sort of
I got cut really bad in the lake.
Flesh-eating bacteria.
And I had to go to the emergency room. I got cut so bad on my leg. And when I went to the emergency room, they asked me what happened, and I said it was a boat accident. And they said, well, you couldn't have fallen in like a worse lake. It's like a nasty lake. So they were salining out this big cut and stitching it up and everything. And they had to give me a tetanus shot. And they had to stick, babe, this freaking needle. It was like 6 inches long.
Yeah, you should have looked.
And it wasn't one of those little ones like you know you get a flu shot with. It was a big, thick one.
Yeah.
Like you'd give a horse.
Yeah.
You ever seen those?
Well, I had them when I was going through fertility treatments. Yeah.
Yeah. So they stuck this son of a gun in my hip. And gave me this tetanus shot, and I can remember that pain to this day. That was probably the worst ever. So I don't know. Maybe for a woman it wouldn't have been as bad.
Well, I think women you just deal with it and move on.
Yeah,
that's what women do.
Fourth fact: don't change to please people. If they can't accept you for who you are, you don't need them in your life.
Well, yeah, that's like every script of every rom-com, isn't it? Teenage romantic comedy where the kid tries to fit in and then realizes at the end that I just want to be me and be accepted for who I am.
It's hard to, I think, go through life and try to be somebody that maybe you're not 100%, you know? You're not 100% that person.
I know.
Because
you try to fit in.
You try to fit in. You feel like, well, maybe they kind of think of me differently if I'm just the way I am, you know?
Yeah, I'm trying to instill that in my daughter. I'm not doing, because she just every kid wants to fit in. But like if one of her friends buys or somebody on TikTok buys a shirt, she has to have that shirt. If somebody wears the shoes, she has to have those shoes. I said, why don't you set the trend? Why don't go copy so much. She gets really upset when I call her copying, but she's copying. And I was like, I want her to be her own individual self. But then I'm like, you know what? I wore jelly shoes just like everybody else did. I did, I did that when I was a kid too. You want to fit in.
When you're younger, you want to fit in. And in certain, I guess.
And then as you get older, you realize it's not important.
Yeah, you get older, you're like, well, screw this. Why was I doing that?
That's right. I don't look good in that color.
Okay, last one. Your height is usually determined by your father. Intelligence, emotional strength, and body shape is determined by the mother. You think that's
I don't know.
Think that's a fact, babe?
Well, I look at my height. My parents are both kind of tall, though.
Mm-hmm.
But I do have my mother's legs. I have my mom's body. But then I look at some of my girlfriends, and they have their dad's body shape. I don't know.
I don't think this is a fact.
I don't think
this is a fact. Because let's see,
are these?
I don't have my mom's body shape.
Yeah, are these up for debate?
That's why I wanted to read them, because I thought some of them would be up for debate.
Well, I'm saying on the Twitter account, does it say these are facts that are up for debate, or are they just putting them out there as facts?
They're just putting them out there.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's fact.
Right.
I just like the fact Twitter account.
Yeah, I've seen some girls that have their dad's body shapes. I'm like, sorry about that.
My sister always jokes about having my dad's body shape. She says she's got a really long torso and really short legs, like a penguin.
Right.
Yeah.
Not that I agree with that. It's that self-deprecating
humor. What are you trying to say about my sister?
I said not that I agree with that. I am not going to be trapped.
My sister's the polar opposite body build of Kelly Raspberry Evans. Kelly has real long legs, and your torso isn't exceptionally long. My sister's torso is probably as long as yours.
I think my torso may be a little short. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't ever study my body type. I know I've got long legs, but I don't know if I'm proportionate torso to legs. I feel proportionate.
It's always funny watching my sister stand next to Kelly, too.
Why?
Well, just because she's always like, her head is at like
my boobs.
Grits level. Yeah.
Grits?
Yeah.
What's grits level? Oh, boobs. You say grits instead of T?
Go ahead and say it.
I can't. I don't want to.
Okay.
I didn't get it, though.
Why don't we do that?
Okay.
And then we'll keep moving here.
You're shine a spotlight on it.
Yes.
It's time for my spotlight moment.
Yes.
Hey, summer is winding down, but we went over to our friend's house, and she's like, for some reason at the end of summer, she decided to redo her patio, right? She got all the nice furniture she wanted to entertain. Our friend Susan.
Oh, Susan, yeah.
Yeah, why are you looking at me like you don't know what I'm talking about?
Well, I do now.
Yeah, Susan, she did all this new patio furniture. This is a great time. If you've been putting it off and your life's kind of winding down, you're like, I've been wanting to redo my patio, or I've been wanting to redo the front living room. You need to check out this wonderful online furniture company called Joybird.
Joybird.
Yeah, when I heard about Joybird, I'm like, oh, they do the really cool love seats. Like if you want a plush, velvet, hot pink love seat, Joybird's where you go for something like that. But Joybird also does the outdoor living spaces. They've got a really great outdoor chair, the Soto outdoor chair, and they have planters, all the things you need to decorate your patio. It's not too late because it's still hot. You can still enjoy it for the last few days lingering of this hot weather.
Texas, that's for sure.
That's true. And with Joybird, if you've got an idea, something you can't find in a furniture store and you've looked and looked, we've run into that problem with an ottoman. Joybird, they can help you turn your ideas into reality. They've got the rich buttery leathers. They've got the plush velvets. They've got kid and pet-friendly upholstery options. So your stuff's going to stand up over the test of time. If you can't quite imagine it onto paper. They have free personal design consultants that will help you nail down the perfect design. Each Joybird piece made by hand with care and precision. They have a limited lifetime warranty, and they also have a 365-day home trial. So you can sit on it, you can sleep on it, you can break it in. If you don't love your Joybird furniture, return it. They have hassle-free in-home delivery. They even remove all the packing material for you. How about that? And free returns within 2 weeks of delivery.
See how Joybird can help you design your dream space and make furniture your own at joybird.com/883. Easy to remember, babe. Create the furniture that brings you joy today at joybird.com/883. Go to joybird.com/883 and receive an exclusive offer for 25% off your first order by using the code 883.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you, Joybird.
So today, Emma Kelly and I spent a lot of quality mother-daughter time together. It was really, it started off rocky. My daughter doesn't like to wake up early, and she is very grumpy. But we got past that, and we actually started having fun. And believe it or not, she's 13 at Teeters, almost 13. And she asked me today, she said, Mommy, is it okay? When she goes to Mommy, that means she wants something.
Mm-hmm.
If it's Mom, she's annoyed. Mommy, would it be all right with you if I finally watch 13 Reasons Why? Do you remember 13 Reasons Why on Netflix?
No.
13 Reasons Why is about this girl who commits suicide.
Oh, gosh.
Right.
Why are we doing this?
Exactly. Why are we doing what?
Why does she want to watch that?
Because probably all of her friends have seen it and she's curious. Selena Gomez produced it thinking, because there were so many kids committing suicide in high schools and things that are being bullied and things. She presented it as a way to hopefully start the conversation and stop teenagers from committing suicide. But a lot of parents like myself were afraid that it would romanticize the idea of suicide for kids. And I didn't want her seeing that. And I was like, I don't want you seeing it. But it's now in season 3 or something. And she asked me if she could finally watch it. And I was like, I don't know, Emma Kelly, I still haven't given her a definitive answer. But see, here's the thing.
Maybe we should watch it.
That's the thing. I don't want to watch it. That's what I was about to say. There's a lot of things like as a parent, if they want to go see a certain movie, like they want to go see Rambo. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there because Rambo's in the movie right now.
Whoa.
Rambo's got a movie out right now.
What'd they do? Prop Sylvester Stallone?
Did you not know that?
Stick a yardstick up his back and prop him up?
That's why it came to mind. They've got a Rambo movie.
Good.
But I would say, I kind of want to go see Rambo, so I'll go see it first and then decide for you. This is a show I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch 13 Reasons Why and then let her watch it. So that just made me think about when I was a kid and the things my parents wouldn't let me watch when I was a kid. Do you know my parents would not let me go see Grease? Grease with John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John. Everybody saw that movie, but Kelly Raspberry. Do you know why? Because somebody told my parents they showed butts in that movie.
Well, everybody's got a butt. I don't see what the big deal is.
That was like the most taboo movie for me.
Seeing a butt?
The movie was taboo for me. So when I finally got to see it and it came time for this big climactic butt scene, I was like, that was it?
Yeah, it's just a crack.
It was a quick moon scene.
I mean, who hadn't seen an ass crack?
That's the reason my parents wouldn't let me see Grease.
My parents didn't care if I watched Grease, but I didn't watch it. You know why? Because I don't like musicals. Out.
Well, it was more than a musical.
Grease is more than a musical?
It's more than a musical.
I haven't
seen music in it, but it's more than a musical. You've never seen Grease?
Here, I'll throw this out. And you can send any of your email to podcast@kellyanallen.com. I've never seen Grease. Never seen all of Grease. Seen parts of Grease. Never seen the whole thing.
Will you watch it with me?
I mean, if you really want me to.
I'd like to. I love that movie.
Is John Travolta's in it, right?
Yeah, John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John.
All right.
And another show my parents wouldn't let me watch. This is TV shows. My parents wouldn't let me watch Three's Company because it was a man living with 2 women.
And one of the men was
pretending to be
gay.
Pretending to be gay so he could live in this apartment because they were, he was trying to share rent. But my parents would not let me watch Three's Company because they were afraid it was promoting people living together.
Now, I do remember Three's Company as a kid, and I don't think my parents would encourage me to watch that one because it had some
Lewd.
lewd undertones.
It did.
It had lots of lewd adult humor.
Now, my friend, his parents wouldn't let him watch Bewitched because it was
Why?
about witchcraft.
Oh my gosh.
We had some strict
I mean,
parents.
there couldn't be a more harmless show than Bewitched.
Right? Wasn't allowed to watch Bewitched. And the only other thing, I was trying to think of how strict my parents weren't that strict. But my mom, one day when I was in first grade, I remember I came home, my neighbor across the street, Denise Brown, she said the word fart. Let me tell you how hard it was for me to say that word just now.
Who said fart?
Denise Brown, my friend Denise Brown. And I came home and I said it. And I'll vividly remember standing with my mother. She put her finger in my face, an inch from my nose, and said, I don't want to ever hear that word come out of your mouth again. To me, that was the F word. And I, just saying that just now so you know what I was talking about, I felt horrible.
It's so
I hate that word. I hate it.
It's so ironic that you married a man who uses that word almost every day.
Use it all the time. And I would correct my daughter. I would correct, but
I don't
it's
use
like,
that word every day.
it's not a curse word. It's not even, to some people, a vulgar word. But for me, when certain people in my life find out I don't like a word, they tend to use it more.
Not me. Not me.
Gal.
Oh.
You find excuses to use gal.
That's a podcast
but I do have people,
bit. I don't use that in real life.
But with the F word, I know certain people in my life that try to stick it to me, and they use that word a lot in front of me.
What are you supposed to say? What's the alternative?
No, I'm saying they use it. I say, step on a frog. That's what we used to say. Who stepped on a frog? Who, people say cut the cheese. Who tooted?
Is there a duck in here?
Tooted.
East
I say
Texas
tooted,
barking spider?
Pooted, passed gas, but the F
Broke
word.
wind?
Anything.
Flatulated?
That is a word for me I despise.
Floated in an air biscuit?
I'm just telling you.
Blew ass?
See, now you're getting rude.
Well, I don't know what I'm supposed to say. What am I supposed to say?
I just told you.
Oh.
Tooted, pooted, step on a frog. All right, so
Step on a frog.
Every once in a while, I get stuff sent to me, and what's wrong with that?
It's just so funny.
Reddit is a
Step
really
on a
interesting
frog.
website. If you ever want to kill time, and it's got like Reddit users go on there, and they just, I don't know, it's just really interesting stuff. But they were asking some of their users about the really strict rules their parents had for them. Do you remember any really strict rules your parents had for you growing up that were like a little unreasonable now looking back?
Yeah, I mean, at the time I didn't understand why, but now I kind of realize why. There was one like during the summers when I was like 9, 10, 11, 12, kind of that in-between age where you can stay at home by yourself, but, somebody should come check on you maybe every 4 hours or 6 hours. They would tell me no friends over at the house when you're here by yourself.
Right.
And I was like, why? What's the big deal? And I think one time a friend came over, or I asked a friend to come over, and we were just, I don't know, playing Legos or shooting ray guns in the backyard, or the little cowboy guns or whatever. And my dad came home, and he was not happy that I went against his rule there.
Did you get in trouble?
Yeah, I got in big trouble.
Yeah.
I
was a good kid, so I didn't really have a lot of rules like that. We were very good kids, but
I was a good kid too, but
yeah, you had rules.
I had rules.
Here's just some of the examples that they're anonymous that write in. Speaking of TV shows, one said, I had to write essays on TV shows that I wanted to watch in order to have them unblocked by parental controls. I remember writing a riveting piece on the educational and cultural benefit of Disney's That's So Raven. Also, I wasn't allowed to watch PG-13 movies even after turning 13.
Wow.
So they had to write an essay on why I want to watch this TV show and why I think it would give me some benefit. I thought that's actually kind of smart.
I mean, how much of a whipping is that, though?
I know, but it makes you it teaches you the art of persuasion. That's actually something you can use later in life.
Let me tell you something. I bet those parents are a barrel of monkeys.
Wait, it gets worse. I started easy. One said I could watch Fairly Odd Parents, but not Wizards of Waverly Place because it featured magic.
What's wrong with magic?
They said maybe because Fairly Odd Parents was a cartoon that it was obviously fake, but because Witches of Waverly Place had real people, they didn't want them watching the witchcraft.
That always gets me when I've done magic in the past and someone they start saying you're the devil.
Yeah, you're the devil.
Why would you say I'm the devil?
You're the devil.
I just did a card trick. Why am I the devil?
Look at you being all offended.
Okay.
One person said I wasn't allowed to say I died on Mario. I had to say I lost one of my chances to succeed.
Oh my gosh.
We weren't allowed to say I hate you because I think somewhere in the Bible it said hating some was like wanting to murder them. So we weren't allowed to say I hate you.
Well, I don't like that word either.
I know, but that's what they say because hating was akin to murder.
Yeah.
So they weren't allowed to say I died. I guess the parents don't like that. They had to say I lost one of my chances to succeed. Another said they were not allowed to watch Pokemon because it taught evolution.
Wow.
Obviously,
I'm sorry.
a lot of
I'm
these
sorry
are
to be laughing.
very religious parents.
Maybe, yeah.
Does Pokemon teach evolution?
I
I never
know.
watched Pokemon.
They just look like a bunch of silly characters to me.
Now we're getting away from TV shows. I wasn't allowed to cross any streets until middle school, so all my best friends were the ones who lived on the same block as me.
Wow.
They must have lived on a really busy
It's like
street.
being a goldfish in a
or you're
bowl.
afraid your kid will be kidnapped. A lot of, I think, parents' paranoia passes on to their kids.
Oh, absolutely it does.
Yeah. For every minute I was late coming in from curfew, I got grounded a week. For every minute, grounded 1 week. They said I once spent 10 weeks grounded because of a sobriety checkpoint. So they got stopped by police, but it made them 10 minutes late. A week for every minute past curfew. That's severe.
I never got grounded. Like, to me, that's like you're banished to your room without any privileges. Kind of
Yeah,
like
no phone. You've
kind of like jail. But my parents never did that to me.
take away their devices
I was a
and
good
stuff.
kid. I didn't do a bunch of stupid crap.
You're going to love this one. We could not listen to music with guitars in it.
Yeah.
I will never forget the day my brother was listening to Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath, and my father took the radio and threw it out the window. I spent my childhood listening to Richard Marx and Michael Bolton. That's funny. I guess they figure the heavy metal bands were drug users.
Mm-hmm. Well, some are.
Yeah, so he was protecting his children from drugs. I wasn't allowed to talk to boys, but on Christmas Eve, I was doing last minute shopping. I ran into two friends. We talked, male friends from German class. We talked for several minutes. I was 15, and my older sister saw me, told my parents I was hanging out with boys. They chewed her out. She wasn't allowed to talk to boys. You know, that's a little severe.
Boy, that'll really have an effect on your development as you
Right.
grow up. Yeah.
I don't think that's healthy.
I don't know that that's healthy, yeah.
Skip this one. This is bad. This is bad. This is abusive.
Okay.
I was not allowed to use public restrooms. I, quote, ruined our trip to Disney because of how many times we had to go back to the hotel when I was 6.
That's awful.
I quite honestly had accidents when I was far too old to do so because my parents had my teachers reporting bathroom use to them too. There was no place I could safely use the restroom other than home without getting into trouble. That's OCD, germophobic parents that can ruin a child. She said, I finally got to use public restrooms without punishment when I got to college. I got pretty good at hiding restroom use in high school because high school teachers refused to report it to parents. But she said, why didn't any of these teachers spot the abuse and report it? She had to hold her pee all day and go home in elementary school.
That's weird.
That's awful.
That's weird.
When I was in first grade, I had a writing homework assignment. My dad used to be weird about me erasing because he wanted me to do it right the first time. I ended up erasing a lot on this homework, so my dad took the paper from me, ripped it in half, and told me to start over. But it turned out it was the last sheet of paper in the entire house. I don't remember why, but for some reason we couldn't go buy more paper that night. So ironically, I ended up having to completely erase an old homework assignment to have a sheet of paper so I could start over.
So the dad just didn't like the kid
Didn't
to
like
use an
erasing.
eraser?
You think you're strict? Listen to this stuff.
These parents aren't strict. They're weird.
Now these are older people, and we know better now. I'm prefacing this because we know better now, okay? But one person, as an adult, said as a child he was not allowed to swim in public swimming pools because his parents thought he would catch AIDS. Remember when that fear came out and everybody was afraid of everything?
Yeah.
My mom was paranoid. She thought everyone and everything was a kidnapper. She hated the mailman on our route. So when I was young, around 3 or 4, my mom told me it was illegal to be outside when the mail came. Around 11:15 a.m. every day, I would see the mail truck coming, so I'd hightail it in the house, terrified I'd be spotted. Fast forward 30 years, I still genuinely feel a tinge of panic in the recesses of my brain when I see the mailman arrive.
Sad.
But
You know-
you lie to your kid. This is what I tell people. Don't tell your kids, oh, if the policeman's watching, you're going to get arrested. That teaches them to be afraid of policemen.
Exactly, and they'll remember that. What I was just about to say is these parents, they didn't just wake up one day and were like this. This is because their parents were like this. This is how they were raised, and now they pass it on.
No shoes in the house under any circumstance. A lot of families have that rule, but I'm not going to read it because it's long. But the boy said he had a friend who had a prosthetic leg. They were little boys. They were 12 years old. And the kid came over and he had his tennis shoes on. And the mom came in and chewed this kid out, saying, why do you think you're so special that you keep your shoes on when nobody else has their shoes on? He was wearing, and he said, I'm sorry, ma'am, but if I take my shoes off, I have to take off my leg too. And she was horrified and ended up, and went upstairs and never commented on it again. That was a bad one.
I used to get nervous when people wore shoes inside.
Well, because you think about the dog poop and stuff they step in outside and they track it inside.
It wasn't a germ thing. It was just, it made me feel like somebody was about to leave. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So I could never wear shoes inside. I've gotten over it now. Like we wear flip flops inside
our
all
dog's
the time.
pooping in the house. What do we care if you wear shoes in the house?
Oh, he poops everywhere.
Okay. I have a weird thing too, but I'm not going to tell you you can't. Drinking water out of the bathroom sink. For some reason, it's too close to the toilet in my head. I have had to force myself sometimes drink water out of the sink. I'm like, I'm not running all the way to the kitchen just to get a little water to take this pill. So I'll have to mentally convince myself it's okay. You drink bathroom sink water all the time.
Drink it all the time. But what goes into the toilet is clean water.
I know, but it's a mental thing. But this person said I was not allowed to drink water from my bathroom. She said my bathroom genuinely had colder water and the best water in the house. My mom would get suspicious when I'd leave to go to my bathroom for a few seconds. I don't know what she possibly thought I was doing, but no more bathroom water. Was not allowed to drink it. That's crazy. Here's the danger of too much, making your kid go to church too much. This person, I attended church 3 times on Sunday, 9 a.m.,
Wow.
11 a.m., and 7 p.m. I did the same thing.
That's holy.
Sunday school, Sunday morning church, Sunday night service. But I also went Wednesday night, prayer meeting, Thursday night visitation, Friday night we had youth activity.
Good.
I went to the church-run Christian school. But this person said, same thing. Sunday 3 times a day, every Sunday, followed by Bible study Tuesday nights, youth group Friday nights. I can count on one hand the times I missed attending from birth until I moved out at 17, and I haven't been back since.
Yeah.
You can force your kids to go, but sometimes it kind of backfires. My dad...
It either backfires or they force all their kids to go.
What?
I said it either backfires or then they grow up and force all their kids to do the same schedule.
Exactly.
Right.
Let's see. One other. Let me just do one more because these are getting old now. Okay, this is weird. This is weird. I wanted to choose the best one because I want to end it. My parents were horrible parents in general, but the most bizarre rule my siblings and I had to follow was we were not allowed to sneeze multiple times in a row.
See what I mean? These parents are
These are weird.
They're
These
nuts.
are abusive. One sneeze, fine. Another sneeze after some arbitrary number of minutes later, no problem. 2 sneezes in a row, I would get yelled at for being unhygienic and for having no manners. God forbid if you sneezed thrice or more in a row. Very well educated using the word thrice.
Yes.
I have seasonal allergies, and one time my dad was in a particularly bad mood and caught me in a sneezing fit. He grounded me for a week.
I never just sneeze once. I always sneeze.
You sneeze
2 times or thrice.
But
thrice.
you're an annoying sneezer because
hey, sorry.
Alan
No. What?
sneezes with his whole body and throat.
No.
That's and very loud.
As I've mentioned on
But I don't
probably
punish you.
all 178 podcasts, that sometimes Kelly, she tells a story that misrepresents what actually happens.
If I could record it, I would, but
Let's
I don't
record
know.
it.
How do I know when you're going to sneeze?
I'll record it. And then we
you
can
feel
play
it coming on?
And then we can play
No.
it for our listeners.
No, because if you're recording yourself, you would purposely control your sneeze.
Have you ever heard the people, there used to be a lady I worked with, and when they sneeze, they do that.
That's not good.
You ever heard that one?
Yes. I always heard if you held your sneezes, it could make like your eyes
She wasn't
explode.
holding it though. She was sneezing, but it's just
No, that's holding it. If you hold a sneeze, like your eyes will explode. Have you heard that?
No, I've never
Like
heard
you
your
could have, like,
eyes
the
will explode.
Like the pressure in your head. 'Cause
I
you
heard it's
hold-
not good for your blood pressure.
Not good. Don't hold sneezes, people.
Yeah.
So anyway, if you think your parents are strict or if you think you're a strict parent, go read the Reddit. There's even more that I can't even get into because we've been talking a long time. And I think Alan wants to get to some letters. But first,
No,
I ran...
no letters.
I thought that was a letter.
Well, it is, but we didn't tease letters. We teased the photo shoot.
Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll talk
So
about that.
let's do that.
Real
Photo
quick.
shoot, bring it home for Jerome.
I had a lot going on this week, y'all. I am feeling better because Alan gave me some Advil before the podcast. If you haven't noticed, I've started to feel better during the podcast.
Choo.
But I ran into a friend at this National Association of Broadcasters, my friend Josh. Josh is married to Patty. And Patty, hello, Patty. I know you're listening to this podcast out in Los Angeles. Patty is a big fan of A Sandwich and Some Lovin'.
Yes, she is.
And when
She told us that.
Yes. And when we talk about products
Love
that we're
Patty.
selling for our people that are gracious enough to advertise on our podcast, Patty will say, I'm going to try that. And I'm going to use that Sandwich and Some Lovin' code to get a discount.
It's because you get good savings.
Patty works for a medical office, a doctor's office, and she has to wear scrubs to work. And she heard us talking about figs and decided to give them a try. Apparently, figs are all the rage in all the most stylish doctor's offices.
That's what we hear.
But I told her the reason I wanted to talk about figs scrubs is because I like wearing those jogger pants, and figs makes the most comfortable, stylish, pulled together jogger pants. I love them. Well, Patty's husband Josh ran into me, and the first thing he said to me, hey, I want to tell you something. Those figs jogger pants, you were not lying. This was unprovoked, people. He came out, he said, I want to tell you how much I love those figs jogger pants. He said, I came home from work and my wife had ordered like a stack of figs and just tossed these pants to me. He said, here, I got you something. He's like, what did you get me? Medical scrub pants? She goes, no, try them on. He loves them. I'm telling you, if you work in a doctor's office, any kind of medical office that requires you to wear scrubs, get figs. They are stylish. They are functional. The fabric feels good. They are super comfortable. If you don't work in a doctor's office, trust us. Go to Figs and try their jogger pants. They're highly functioning for people. When you work in an office, you need certain pockets and hoops and loops and stuff like that. They make them like that too, and they make them more pared down, so they don't have to be so medical looking. Love him. And I was so happy to get that real endorsement from a friend that I didn't pay to do it. He bought them just like everybody else. And here's the thing about Figs. Every time you shop there, they give scrubs to healthcare providers who are in need around their world. They've got something called Threads for Threads. So not only are they stylish, comfy, they have a heart to give back. So give Figs a try.
So whether you are one of the awesome humans that works in healthcare or someone that wants to say thanks to these deserving folks, Figs is going to make that easy by providing you with 15% off your first purchase by using our code SANDWICH. Get ready to love your scrubs. Head to wearfigs.com. That's WEARFIGS.com. Enter our code SANDWICH at checkout.
Thank you, Patty and Josh.
You got the money's worth on that one. That was a good one.
They're good.
We love Figs. All right, babe, we've just got a few minutes. Let's put a bow on this. We got the Dallas Cowboys and the New Orleans Saints staring us dead in the eye here in 15 minutes.
Yeah, we're recording this a little earlier than usual because of my husband's football schedule.
Starting to panic, but I'm not going to gyp the listener. I don't gyp the listener. I teased the listener and said we were going to talk about a photo shoot.
Okay.
So why don't you give us what do they call a 30,000-foot view on why we had a photo shoot? How
much have we said on the podcast? I can't remember how much we say and
you
don't
have
say.
an Instagram, ekandme at ekandme.
Okay. Have we talked? Because I'm afraid I'm going to say too much.
No, people are going out. They're following EK and Me. This is a new business venture for you. We've mentioned that.
We're doing an online business. I'm trying to diversify. Is that a good word? I'm trying to, when you get to a certain stage in life, you've done something for so long. It's fun to have a new project, a new challenge, because it keeps you alive and it kind of like lights a new passion in you. And I've done radio for,
Oh.
well, I've been in the Dallas-Fort Worth area for 25 years, but I've done it even longer. I've been doing radio since I was 19 years old. I'll say it. It doesn't bother me to say my age. I'm 52. It's a long time. And I love my job. I don't want to do anything else. I'm not leaving radio, but I want a little bit more. I want to do something, the podcast is great. I do that with my husband. That's fun. And
You leaving the podcast?
not leaving the podcast,
Oh, okay, good.
but looking for something, but podcast is an extension of radio.
You want me to leave the podcast?
I'm about to ask you to leave the room. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, but many years ago, when I was a single mom, it was just Emma Kelly and me. Emma Kelly, it's just me and Emma Kelly and me against the world, right? I bookmarked it. I went GoDaddy and bookmarked it. I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Am I going to do a mommy blog? Am I going to do products for single moms raising kids? I didn't know what I was going to do with it, but it just kind of sat there. And Alan and I, this past year, I was helping out a friend with her online business, and we were talking about it, and we're like, you know what? I could probably do something like that. Why don't we look into doing an online business with fashion and things that I want to wear, that make me feel good, that make me feel confident. And also I was having trouble finding things for my daughter to wear that weren't over-sexualized for a teenage girl. Things that she feels good about and feels cute in, but not sexy. She's almost 13. So that's where the seed was planted for Emma Kelly and me. Now, we also don't want to go too big too fast. So we're not launching this multi-collection with 5,000 things for you to choose from, because we're learning as we go. And so we're starting with just a couple of things. We're kind of getting our feet wet. We want to put a couple of things out for sale, figure out the process, how shipping and receiving works. I mean, I'm being very transparent with you here. We just want to figure it out. We don't want to, we were like, let's do a big Christmas launch. My fear, I don't want to ruin anybody's Christmas because we don't know how to figure out the shipping and receiving. So we're starting small. Anyway, fast forward to today, we did a little photo shoot for the website. So I had my good friend Janine Galante, Makeup by Janine. If anybody ever needs makeup, she's fabulous. She came over to our house at 6:00 this morning.
Janine has good energy.
She's the best energy.
You just being around Janine.
I have known Janine, and she's gone through some personal hardships in her life, but she is, when it's time to work, she is a ball of sunshine.
She's a firecracker.
She's not even 5 feet tall, and she's a biggest energy in the room.
She's Italian.
She's great, Janine Galante, and she's single, and she is cute.
She's cute.
She's a Lady Gaga impersonator. She is super talented. If anybody's looking for, somebody to set up with Janine, I'm looking for a man for her right now. Anyway, so she comes over. She gets me and Emma Kelly ready. Alan, we're like, we're going to be taking pictures a lot for this website. We talked about hiring a professional photographer. It was going to be a lot of money. So we tried to book him for this day. Well, guess what? He wasn't available. So Alan and I talked about it. Let's bite the bullet. Let's buy a really nice camera. And Alan has spent the past 2 weeks teaching himself how to be a photographer, because as we've learned, it's more than just having a really expensive camera.
It's not easy. Yeah. It's part art, part science, like a lot of things. It's like if you gave a canvas and a paintbrush to a person, if they had the best canvas and the best paints and the best paintbrush, well, they still got to know how to paint, right?
Right.
It's the same with a photographer. I mean, you can have a really kick-ass camera, but you still got to know how to frame the shot, how to,
the lighting,
all the lighting,
the shutter speed
is huge. Yeah, and I've learned about aperture,
I don't know what aperture means.
the shutter speed, the ISO, the exposure, and I've been kind of training myself up on how to do this because we got a launch here in mid-October.
And Alan has worked so hard, and I don't think a lot of people will realize that, but he would go out and scout locations and go out there and take test shots because he wanted to make sure it was all perfect for when we hit the ground running today. So he's been doing that. So we went out to this local shopping center, and we were so afraid security was going to kick us out. We didn't know the rules, and we have a videographer there, Jay, who's also really great because we wanted some behind the scene footage. It was just, we were in and out. We had a time schedule. We came in under time.
It was fun, wasn't it?
It was fun.
Emma Kelly did great.
It took a minute for Emma Kelly to get warmed
up. But once she warmed up,
she
was great. Yeah.
Because she's embarrassed. I don't want people looking at me. She's embarrassed. But what'd you think of your wife's modeling skills?
Oh, babe.
I was enthusiastic.
But if you don't know this about Kelly, she is really good at that. I mean, if she never did radio and she got into that industry and she wanted to do that, she would be great at it.
Oh, thanks,
I just
honey.
think not only is she beautiful, but she just has a natural way about her when she does that kind of stuff. She knows how to walk. She knows how to pose. She knows how to look. She knows where to look.
Oh, thanks, babe.
No, you do. It's like, for me, it was easy. And even everybody that was with us, we had some people helping us. They're like, wow, Kelly is like so natural at this. And I'm like, yeah, like whenever I take pictures for her.
That's so sweet.
It's
It was that Val Dottie School of Modeling.
It's really not that difficult to take the pictures.
Val Dottie School of Modeling.
No, she does great.
Back in Florence, South Carolina.
But I guess
there's 1,000 shots. But as long as we get like 2 or 3 good ones, I'm happy.
Oh, we got a bunch of good ones. But I guess for you, if you're listening to this, you're going to see some really great stuff coming from Kelly's new business endeavor.
All shot by Alan Evans.
It's ekandme.com, and the Instagram is at ekandme. It's going to be fabulous. She's done so much work and picked out all of the clothing and the accessories and everything that she's going to offer. It's like what she would wear herself.
Yeah.
It's not, it's somebody didn't say, okay, Kelly, put this on and I'm going to take a picture of you. It's stuff that she would actually wear out.
It's stuff that I would wear. I wanted to get things that people feel really good and confident in, because I think when you're confident, it makes such a difference in the way you present yourself. It's just when you feel insecure, it sucks the energy out of you. If you feel good about what you're wearing, you're confident. That's what I'm going for.
Well, wait till you see these pictures and wait till you see the website. I think you'll be floored by how great Kelly looks, but then also the things that she's picked out. I'm not a fashion expert, but I know when something looks good.
Thanks, honey.
So I think you're
we're
going to really enjoy it.
We're starting with just a few things because, like I said, we don't want to ruin Christmas.
Yeah.
But that's what we're doing. It's a fun little side project. And my daughter, just starting out, because we're learning, and eventually I want her to go with me to market and have her really do some hands-on, this is what I would wear, and have her put her stamp of approval on a lot of it too. So it's a fun project to do together.
Good, babe.
I'm excited.
That's awesome. I'm glad you're excited. Because
just a little rundown because it's just been a lot, but I do feel better. Those Advil help. Thank you.
Good. It has been a lot. We have been pushing, but hey, you want to stay busy. You don't want to be sitting around.
Sleep when you're dead, right?
Exactly. All right, babe. Kickoff is 5 minutes away.
Well, you go watch your football game. I'm going to take Larry. Is it dark yet? I'm going to take Larry for a walk. Man, the days are getting shorter.
Yeah, the days are getting shorter. All right. Well, you can do that, but I'm going to go watch the game.
You enjoy yourself, honey. I love you.
All right. I love you desperately. Love our listeners desperately. But I have a feeling we'll podcast again real soon. Right?
Sure.
In the immortal words of the great Keanu Reeves, life is good when you have a good sandwich.